The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, caught up in the heat of the election season, Frankie Fleuridor, a Haitian Bahamian, went viral in a voice note calling Bahamians stupid and dumb. MC Frankie, as he is widely known around the country, tracked down Beyond the Headlines at the weekend, asking for an opportunity to explain the reason for his comments. You all want to pull up a chair for this one. Also tonight, as we move further into the election season, here's a question for you. Will immigration and crime be hot-button issues? The youth panel speaks out on both. And the summer off to an unfortunate start tonight for one family. The mother left her children with a relative, and tonight one of them is dead, the victim of a house fire. Also tonight, police announcing that they are following significant leads in the shooting death of that reservist inspector police officer. We have the latest for you on that as well. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, no doubt you have heard the voice note, an angry Frankie Fleuridor, MC Frankie, lashing out at Bahamians, heatedly calling them stupid and dumb, lazy. It's the kind of voice note that is vexing to many Bahamians who feel illegal immigrants, namely Haitians, have been inserting themselves into Bahamian life with no regard for the way of life or our norms and traditions, and nor do many of them want to. Well, Frankie has become a poster person for such sentiments because of that video. Tonight, he wants a chance to clear the air. Frankie, it's good to have you here. I'm happy that you even want to speak about something like this. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. I know you don't live in New Providence, right?
No.
You're visiting for a time, and then you're going to go back to home. But welcome to Beyond the Headlines. Listen, so that voice note is trending again.
Yeah, the voice note is trending every time it's close to election time. That is the voice note that trend. This happened 4 years ago in a political group. Me and this lady.
Where tempers obviously, understandably,
yes,
run hot.
Yes, me and this lady was speaking every day in the group. It was an issue talking about Haitians this, Haitian that, and me and I had an argument in the group. I told her that I am a Bahamian, born and raised in this Bahamas, never visit Haiti in my life. All right, my parents are Haitians. I grew up in Roxanne, Lutra, went to primary school, St. Anne's School, graduate from Preston H. Albury. MC Frankie. I do commercials all over the Bahamas for different businesses. I do concerts, and the Bahamian people and Haitian people support everything that I do. I'm a human rights activist. I'm against injustice. And when me and this lady was talking in the group, I'm a PLP, and I support the PLP party. So when this lady was talking in the group, I said, listen to me. This ain't the old days where you could have bullied us and say anything what you want to say to us. We hardworking people. We know where our parents come from. We buy property. We have apartments. We do business the right way. And where I from in Abaco, 90% of Bahamians eat Haitian food, go to Haitian restaurant, listen to compa music. We live as one in Abaco. There's no racism, there's no hate. So now they hear a piece of the voice note. They didn't hear when the lady was saying, you're all stupid Haitian, you're all this, you're all that. So they know I support this party. So they take my voice note and they make it seems like I'm saying, y'all Bahamian dumb, y'all Bahamian stupid. I am a Bahamian.
So why did, well, we'll get to that in a moment, your comments. Why
Yes.
do you suppose they have resurrected this video again, and now because it looks like this happened around Labor Day,
Yes.
made it a video.
Yes, it happened around Labor Day when I was to the Labor Day, and I took a picture with the Prime Minister, Mr. Philip Brave Davis, and they know this campaigning moment because they called me and offer me monies to join their team, to support them because they know the influence that I have. All right? I rejected. Because after the hurricane in Abaco, Hurricane Dorian, everybody came into Nassau. Mr. Brave Davis wasn't even the Prime Minister yet. All right? When I went to him, he put me and my family up for 3 to 4 months.
Oh, really?
In the same Nassau. Helped me in numerous situations. In every money is good money. You see what I'm saying? So now they feel like they get tarnish my reputation.
So you didn't just
tarnish my character.
So you were trying to obviously build a storyline for us to understand. You've always been a PLP supporter.
Yes.
Even that's why this back and forth happened to begin with in the group.
Yes.
But the fact is, as you were saying, after Dorian, and you and your family, like many others in Abaco, lost everything, came to New Providence. You were saying this now Prime Minister assisted you and your family.
Yes, assist me and my family, and I could have never forget that, man. Because what we went through in Abaco, you won't like to go through that. You have to experience that to see that. And this man stand in a gap for me and helped me numerous of times. So they feel like, okay, let's send this voice note out and put Frankie and the Prime Minister picture together and make it seems like, oh, Frankie don't want to see no Bahamians. Frankie hate me. How could I hate my people?
But Frankie, people may say, man, Frankie, man, this the game. This what people do. They do back and forth and play and just say a bunch of stupidness to one another. Just let it go.
I agree with you that this is the game, but ain't everybody understand that. If I had to say silent and don't come here and explain my part, I'm the bad guy. And look here, without the people, my career, I can't eat. I can't feed my family. If you don't call me to play to homecoming, I just came from Saudi Lucha and D Creek Lucha just to host the Confess all over Lucha.
Look right here, Frankie. Look right here.
Yeah, when I got to Lucha, everybody saying, Frankie, I hear this voice note, man. We know Frankie. Frankie grew up in Roxanne. Everybody know me. So they was coming to me say, why this happened? And I was explaining to them, this is what happened. All right? And this other guy, let me tell you something. This other guy that was in the group, and he always, both of my parents are Haitians, all right? And if you cursing this one, hey, everything bad that happened is Haitian in this country. Every time election time come up, it's Haitian. And the thing what I don't understand, Haitian cannot vote. So what you worrying about Haitian for? Haitian is the most hard-working people.
Haitians don't make up the newest voting bloc.
Okay.
The Haitians don't make up the newest voting bloc.
Okay. For example, you cannot put all of us in one bowl. Us who born here in this Bahamas, who are Bahamians and who can vote. We love where our people come from. Every time it's Flag Day time, it's a hatred going out for us. When you go to Miami, when you go to Boston, when you go to Canada, when you go to New York, Miami International Airport, the flag is up. Everybody's celebrating Flag Day because we are proud people. We know where our parents come from.
Frankie,
we know the struggle.
We understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Many sensible thinking Bahamians understand your pride for even a nation you don't know and have never been.
Yes.
But the point is, it's the nation of your ancestors, right?
Yes.
Your parents and your ancestors.
Yes.
What I'm saying, though, is, do you agree, Frankie? Would you agree with me in putting this out there on the table, that many Haitian are antagonistic? Because the same things that you said, which we'll hear in a moment, Haitians say the same thing. The recent Flag Day, the TikTok and other social media platforms were littered with Haitians saying, man, listen, man, who y'all think y'all are? We here. And get with it. So Bahamians feel just a little vexed and angered by that kind of sentiment.
Okay, you saying Bahamians feel vexed and angry about that? In Abaco, we different. Bahamians are different in Abaco. In Abaco, they support Flag Day. Bahamians come out, Haitians come out. We are different. I don't know about Nassau. In Abaco, we live as one. No hatred. All Bahamians go to Haitian clubs. All Bahamians. So I don't know about Nassau. But like I tell you, they try to paint the picture on me when I was talking to this lady.
Right.
She cursing me out.
Right.
She's saying, you stupid this. I say, I ain't stupid, man. So I was hot talking back to her.
You responded and
Responded back to her
in
at a
kind,
heated moment.
In kind. Well, listen, Frankie, you don't have to let the people. I'm sure they've heard and seen
Yes.
the new version of this thing.
Yes.
But we are going to, Frankie, because I want you to tell me. You say you want to come and clear the air, explain what happened, and I know you said they just took this much of it and put it there and put it to a picture to make it a video.
Yeah.
But I want the people to hear it. Let them make up their mind. Then you come back and say, Shanique, here's what, and here's exactly what I did not mean, or however you want to respond. Okay, let's take a listen.
In this game, and we our parents, but we different, boy. The same back in the day. We all could have bullied us and do what y'all want to do. We different, boy. It's a different generation, bro. We smarter. We smarter than y'all. All our kids smart in school. I mean, we ahead of y'all. Yeah. So why we speak two languages. We way smarter than y'all know that. I'll do store all day. Okay, y'all tired. Y'all ain't got nothing to do it. Keep in line. I say don't keep land, buddy. Don't keep in line. We buy land with paper. Huh? My cousin buys 17 old houses in Abaco and rebuild them. 17. Take a visit and see. Stay in that little 2x2 in Nassau, up and down, and don't know what's going on. Huh? Also, nine.
Okay, Frankie, so there it is. Again, Frankie really explained that this was, and we know the political season, Bahamians is carry on like that. Imagine if it's Haitian, Bahamian, whomever in a group, whomever it is, this is how they carry on. Frankie, but you know better. I know you know better from now on, right?
Yes.
Not to even get caught up in
No.
the little foolishness. But Frankie, how do you explain that?
Okay, when this lady was saying, we stupid Haitian, we stink Haitian, we taking over the Bahamas, and I told her, I said, listen to me. I am a Bahamian of Haitian descent. In Abaco, we buy land, is correct. Our kids smart, is correct. Because you could see the graduation, what happened today.
Listen,
You can see what happened today.
Someone sent me,
How much
listen,
certificate?
we could get, no, wait, hold on, Frankie, I'm the host.
Go ahead,
You
honey.
relax.
Yes.
But listen, I'll tell you this, we could get as mad as we want. And this is not me trying to side with the Haitian or the Bahamian. I'm just trying to say we got to pull up our own socks. Huh? Someone, I think it was C.I. Gibson High School that had a graduation today, and they said, listen, the students overwhelmingly that did academically and high performers and got all the certificates, you know who they were? The Haitians or the Bahamian Haitians. Them the ones. Who did very, very well, exceptionally well academically. So before we go and row Frankie and do all that stuff, let's just get our own act together, right? Now, Frankie, are Bahamian Haitians very angry? Are they angry in this nation?
They're not angry in this nation. The only thing they're mad about is when it's an injustice going on to one of them. Like if you hire a Haitian to work, you hire him for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and he can't get paid. You trying to bully him because you know he's them. But Shanique, I always go back in Abaco, especially in the shanty towns. I used to go back and talk to them. I say, listen to me, Bahamians can't go Haiti and just build up buildings without no papers. And I always just tell them that. I say, listen to me, you go on and buy new plywood, cement, everything new. You thiefing, you taking a gamble. When the government put a paper on your house and tell you, say, look here, I give you 30 days, you have to evacuate. But you ain't taking the government serious. You're taking it for a joke. But and the next thing is, we have police, we have defense force, we have all of the government entities in Abaco. So when you see one house built, why you allow it to happen?
I agree.
We ain't living in a lawless country.
I know.
So who getting paid for this? Who allow 300, 400 houses to go up?
Yeah.
And where we have everybody there, where we have drone, where you have people taking pictures, people saying, look here, there's 2 houses over there. Why you allow that to go on? If the Bahamian have a house and the Bahamian want to put a little piece, he have to get the proper paperwork. So all of these things I speak against and let them know. But like I tell you, during that heated moment, me and this person talking 101, and I was speaking to that person. I was never saying, Bahamian stupid, we don't like Bahamian, never. Because I am a Bahamian. My mommy have 7 children, 6 of them have US passport. And I used to only one with a Bahamian passport. I used to only one who ain't choose to go live in America. Out of all them kids, I used to only one living in Abaco today. So I love the Bahamas, man. It's better in the Bahamas. I love this country. That's why I'm still here. Out of 7 kids, 6 in America, and I'm here.
Yeah.
I just wanted to explain myself because so much of my people who support me, especially my Bahamian people in Eleuthera and Abaco, everybody sending this video to me. And they know it's election time, and they know I support the PLP. So now they trying to use this Haitian Bahamian thing to make it look like a division, to make it look like I don't like Bahamians. I mean, I don't like Bahamians, man. Right is right and wrong is wrong. You come into the country the right way, you get your documents, you buy property, you build. My people don't have no problem with you.
Yeah.
You just gotta do things the right
Gotta
way.
do it the right way. I agree.
Simple as that.
I agree.
But Shanique, I thank you
Sure.
for giving me this opportunity. When I call you, say, yeah, Frankie, you could come.
Yes.
I thank you for giving me this opportunity to explain myself to the Bahamian people.
Well, I certainly, I'm happy that I was able to afford you this opportunity and this space in the show. And also, I hope that you're not beat with that stick. We know in the political season, stuff is said every and anywhere by any and everyone. And so certainly, I hope that you're not beat with that. I mean, you seem to have a very wonderful personality that I can see why you're known around the nation and certainly on certain islands doing very well.
Yes,
and I wish you continued success.
Thank you, madam.
And listen, in these groups, you always carry on in.
Yeah.
You know better. You know better, right?
I stopped
What
voice noting.
what will you not do from tonight?
I won't voice note, I'll just type.
That's it. You type.
That's it.
Now they can
That's
screenshot
it.
and send that around, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You the voice
and
note.
the trolls out on me 1,000%.
Really?
In the Bahamas now.
You based-
Every day I get viral. If I do a video right now, they AI in that video and putting that voice note with it and sending it out. They get me so popular around this country.
Well, Frankie, that could work in your favor.
Yes.
You play it right.
Yes, ma'am.
But I really believe you. I believe that you're quite genuine. You know, Frankie, you ain't no stranger. You
No.
know the fact that Bahamians have a thing with Haitians, especially the legal element of the Haitian population, because
ma'am.
of course, just being a burden, as many people say, in different areas and that kind of thing. But again, Frankie, I'm happy that you had the opportunity to do so. I went to Haiti more than you. I think I went twice.
All right, wonderful.
Yeah. So
You eat some good food.
I did. I enjoyed it when I used to eat that kind of
Awesome,
food. Yes,
awesome.
absolutely. But Frankie, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm happy you reached out to me. At first, I was like, "Who is this?" I mean, just totally calling me all weekend.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? But I'm happy I gave you this opportunity, and you all let's just be respectful of one another, just a little bit better in this election season. I know things are hard and it's fun having these tense discussions, but just relax sometimes, man. It's not all the extra is not worth it, is what I'm trying to say. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much.
When do you go back to Abaco?
I'm going to Abaco on Saturday.
Okay.
On Saturday, then I'm going to the States to see my family.
Yeah, well, continue to be
awesome.
safe, enjoy Nassau, and of course, safe travels to Abaco and the United States. And it's good to have you here, Frankie.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Listen, we're just getting started. I tell you, Frankie is here. He's Bahamian, but we're going to talk about what are maybe some hot button issues that'll emerge as a part of the big conversation and areas that people want attention paid to. We'll talk about that, especially as you consider that the murder of that reservist police officer at the weekend. We have the latest on that as well. Beyond the Headlines is just getting started. Don't go anywhere. We're back right after the break.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Call now to get more of the care you need.
At the Water and Sewage Corporation, safety and convenience are our top priorities. However, our meter readers face challenges that can make their job difficult. Locked gates to guard dogs sometimes leads to missed readings and estimated bills, which can be frustrating for you and us. That's why we're upgrading to digital meters. They bring safety, accuracy, and convenience to homes across the Bahamas. We can streamline data collection, reduce on-site visits, and provide more accurate bills with no more estimates. Digital meters also help detect leaks early, saving you from costly bills and reducing water waste. Soon, a user-friendly app will let you track your water usage, manage bills, and stay informed, all at your fingertips. Over the next year, we're rolling out digital meters nationwide, transforming how we serve you with a safer and cost-efficient water supply. To learn about our digital meters, visit our website or call us today. And don't forget to update your information at any of our locations.
I feel good when you're wrapped up in my arms, dancing to a reggae song. Feel good, feel good. I feel good, cause your perfume isn't loud, and only I can talk about. Feel good, feel good. You feel like velvet rubbing over my skin, and when your
Enjoy zero-down financing on your next visit to Montague Motors. Our selection of cars come included with license, inspection, and a 3-month warranty. And with our easy 24 hours financing, you will be on the road in up to 48 hours. What makes Montague Motors different? We inspect our cars in Japan, providing you with the best quality purchase. Visit Montague Motors today, number 6 Village Road. Call or check our Facebook page for more information.
Measles is on the rise around the world, and the Bahamas is at risk,
which makes us very vulnerable as a nation for the possible outbreak of measles cases.
Every Saturday in May from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Ministry of Health and Wellness will host MMR immunization visits in South Beach, Coconut Grove, Fox Hill, and Elizabeth Estates. Clinics in these areas will remain open until 8 p.m. twice per week. Get your child immunized now.
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
This segment of Beyond the Headlines is brought to you by EV Motors. Drive the future with brand new 2024 electric vehicles. EV Motors, powering your journey.
Headlines. It's good to have you tuned in this evening. We're going to move right along and speak with our first-time voters, the youth panel. They're back, and it's so awesome having them here. They're paying such close attention to all the issues that bother you. In fact, first-time voters are saying, a number of these key issues will determine how they vote. Among them, crime and illegal immigration, that kind of thing. And they're paying extremely close attention, especially after Sunday's just senseless murder of the reservist police officer. That's because one of the panelists is related to the fallen officer. And so I want to welcome both of them here. Tafari Gibson, it's good to have you here. Aaron Jones, welcome back, guys.
Thanks so much for having me.
Aaron, he's your relative that unfortunately lost his life on Sunday mid-morning. One, how are you doing? How is the family doing?
I'm good, and like one of my aunts said in a recent interview, our family is definitely a praying family. So we're looking to God and all of this. We're praying and keeping our family covered. We're covering, his mother, auntie, my aunt. We're covering the entire family. But by God's grace, in time, we'll recover, and God will have His way.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's just talk then. Let's start with crime. Let's look at the issue of crime. We've seen just at the weekend alone, I think it was 3 homicides. And it's been, I think it's mid-30s or almost 40 homicides for the year. Just quite senseless and unfortunate. What is it that the first-time voters what are they saying about the level of crime in the nation, violent crime, and what is it that they want to see as it relates to effectively addressing crime?
Shanique, first of all, I want to say that crime isn't necessarily about bad decisions. It's first of all about broken families, failed school systems, And crime stems from a lot of these stuff that you recently talked about, with relations to Haitian, Bahamian, and even other races. That's where crime stems from. I believe that in today's society, like I mostly say when I come here, it's not really a physical thing, it's a spiritual thing when we look at crime, because crime stems to mental health, it stems to bad families, so yeah.
Chinigal, I'll piggyback off what he said. In addition to all those various concerns, a lot of things that not only old people, but some young persons are also looking at. Why is crime such a rising issue in the country? We look around the world, we see so many environments, so many countries, so many jurisdictions that don't really face crime issues. You could leave your car unlocked and go inside and it's not a crime issue. So I'm thinking here, what are we thinking is, where is our control over crime? And this is not to bash any government, this isn't to bash any police organization, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Defense Force, anything like that. But the concern is, how are we controlling crime? Why are we finding that so many criminals are coming out more and more? We also think about the legal system. I truly believe that there are some small flaws in our legal system, in our justice system. Why are so many criminals who commit these high felony crimes and these high warranted crimes coming out on bail? Why are they walking the streets time and time again?
So it's a broken judicial system,
right?
That's
what I believe.
Is this something you all pay attention to and listen to?
Definitely.
Because some time ago, the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, talked about the broken Bahamian judicial system, and a number of practitioners here locally just hit back at him like, how dare you, mind your own business, stay out of Bahamas business. But he was quite right, and he remains right. Is there a lack of the fear of punishment or anything you were thinking among these men in particular who commit the crime?
Yeah, Shanique, we spoke about this the first time when we were here. We spoke about young people and men not respecting the police. I haven't changed my views on how I look at this. And Shanique, I also want to say some of our schools are pipelines to prison.
Wow.
Some of our schools are pipelines to prison.
What do you mean by that?
Some of our schools should be a safe zone. Schools shouldn't be filled with security, but counselors, and our counselors are doing an awesome job. But our counselors need to start getting in tune with spirituality. Most counselors are, but Shanique, our schools are pipelines to prison. Our schools are pipelines to the blocks. Because
what's happening on campuses that you make that statement?
Well, I haven't been in school. You
only just graduated.
Yeah, but in school,
things ain't changed that much.
I know, but I'm saying, in school, it's what we see on our block. Gang members are recruiting young people. Older males are telling these young people to do this, and we're going to do this for you. So, Shanique, the same thing we see on the streets is the same thing we see in our schools. And as a matter of fact, what's happening in the streets today is happening in the home also. Shanique, it starts from home, it starts from the school. So,
Shanique, I want to piggyback again.
Yeah,
no problem, anytime. But with that, you mentioned punishment. And I know some time ago, I don't could be on the year, but some time ago, a little while back, before our time, the Bahamas had two specific categories of punishment. So you had regular punishment, that's just in the jail, and then I believe they call it hard labor punishments, right? I think, there's been a big conversation about capital punishment, and that's not something I personally want to dive in. That's not really my area of concern. But we have other needs. We can use the crime issues to tackle, commercial farming. We have so many islands and keys, and we're not quite self-sustaining. We could use these islands. We could use these people to cultivate these islands. We could use them to help do farming, help agriculture, and we can literally use them for harder labor.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying, and make that hard labor, you're saying?
Right.
No, not quite. The little petty theft and those, let them go and farm and learn a skill. But those who commit very serious violent crime, then how about, guys, the laws that are already on the books, enacting them? How about not having the Privy Council as the final authority on matters of what's the worst of the worst when it comes to us deciding whether or not we're going to enforce capital punishment?
Yeah, Shanique, the talk about the judicial system, and the police force, and why crime is... Shanique, first of all, we need to talk about corruption. Because I heard something that said corruption is only bad when you're not involved in it. Shanique, I believe that the reason why we have so much crime is because the people that we have there to make sure there is no crime are involved in the crime. Wow. So when you have these people committing the crimes, how can we get rid of the crime?
I
Shanique,
know,
this is the
know
cause.
that y'all figure y'all are the generation that could say anything and just drop it there, mic drop moments. Who is there that you question their sincerity about actually doing their jobs?
There's no question of how sincere a person is because only God knows your heart. Only God knows what you're there to do. But we need to start challenging the systems. We need to start challenging the words that these people put down. Right. You tell me you come to do a job and I need to see the job done. And if you're not doing the job, you need to find someone else who does the job. So I feel this, we need to stop going there for pomp and pageantry, and we need to start going there to get the job done. So much people are there just for the status, just for the pay, and not getting the job done. So, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, we dance around here in the Bahamas the laws that are on the books. Again, yes. Many people don't believe in capital punishment. They're happy that the Privy Council is there as the final authority. It's just so much that the judicial system is guided by. Again, people are calling for this nation to be the sovereign nation that it is. I want to ask you all about illegal immigration. You all see what Trump is doing in the United States. Yes. For the first time ever. That nation has been labored with illegal immigration and any kind of immigration. It helped build what the United States is, but it's also in recent time become burdensome to the United States in terms of violent crime and all the rest of it. Right. And those being given government assistance when citizens are being denied that assistance. Right. What are your thoughts then about how we are handling or not the illegal immigration problem here when we are afraid to kind of really make the tough decisions?
Well, Shanique, when I heard the initial comments that President Trump had put a pause on student visas, me being an international student, I was like, what's going on? What is he doing? What is his mind? What's happening, right? And then in the recent weeks, I would have compared that to the Bahamas. I looked at our country. And let me just publicly say, I don't have any issue with the Puerto Ricans out of here. I don't have any issue with any Chinese out of here, any Haitians. No issues with any persons of other ethnicities.
But you have issue with the Haitian. If you don't have issue with the Puerto Rican, why would you have it with the Haitian?
Exactly, right. I don't have issues with any of them. Okay. What I'm saying is, it's very important that anyone of any descent or of any other ethnicity goes through the right channels. Yes. You could be yellow, red, whatever you want to be. That's fine. But I believe to be in the Bahamas, to be in our country, you need to go through the various channels. Yes. We don't need any more backdoor handing out of visas. We don't need any more backdoor systems anymore, because now it's putting the country in a place where it's not on record. We can't prove what kind of man this is. We can't prove if he'll go into bank and rob banks or go into malls, because we have no character recognition of them. Yeah. Through these various interviews, you're able to meet the person, you see the person, you hear what they are, you hear where they've been. And I believe we need to crack down a little harder on those processes, seriously.
Yeah. Let me just drop something in the soup while in the kitchen. I agree, Aaron, what you say wholeheartedly. But also, interviews don't really determine the character of a person, because someone can show you something and still be a different person. But what I want to say is, let me give you an example. Shanique, I can't come to your house and do what you don't want me to do. You can't come to my house and do what I don't want you to do. So what I believe in is, first of all, going through the proper channels, like Aaron said, and then secondly, respecting the laws of the land. Wow. I can't go to Dubai and do what I want to do. Right. I can't go to Jamaica and do what I want to do. No. So when you come to a country where you are looking for support, for us to support you first, you have to support our roots. So that's what I believe. I'm not going to go too deep.
So then you both are saying you blame us, because we have sat back and allowed so much to happen.
Shanique, that's what I can say. Our system has to get stronger in enforcing the rules that we put in place. We have to start getting militant in what we believe in, because Bahamians like to put something in place and then fall back on what they said they were going to do.
Yeah, Shanique, sorry, I'm about to cut you off.
You're good.
like he said, I'm not about bashing government organizations or anything. I don't get thrilled out of that. But you got to recognize when there's a fault, when there's a flaw, if there's a flaw in government, if there's a flaw in immigration. And I'm not talking to anyone specifically. Yeah. But like I said, we are thinking about our country. Like Tafari said, it is an analogy. We're thinking about our home. This is our house. And we cannot just allow Grammy good China pot to get slammed on the ground.
Literally, the good China cabinet to be opened. Yeah. So, Shanique, this is a very touchy matter. And this doesn't only involve Haitians, this involves Bahamians. And what I also want to say is, there's a stigma that, the Haitians, they're taking everything. If you feel as if the Haitians are taking everything, you go and step up and you do what you need to do as a Bahamian.
You guys heard what I said, I think at the top of this segment or when I was wrapping up the last one. I was sent a message today at the graduation of C.I. Gibson that the top academic performers were not Bahamian. Wow. Yeah, that's right. And so let's get serious. Here's a call to action. Let's get serious.
Shanique, it doesn't matter who it is. It's education. If you are serious about your education, it doesn't matter who listen, it does not matter. It shows how serious they are about their education. It
matters, Tafari and Aaron, when you both as Bahamian young men are among few who are aspiring and who have dreams to go and work to get into university and seek higher education. But not only that, you performed well at your level of high school to be able to now be positioned to go and just become further qualified. There are many who sitting there can't spell qualified. They don't even know how to look on paper. So what I'm trying to say is, who graduated today? They were Haitians. And so therefore the education is there. I know the system is not the best, but it's there. Whether it's public school or private school, it is there. It's up to you as to what you want to do with it. What you want to do with the opportunities, and stop looking around pointing fingers at everybody else and not looking at in the mirror.
And even to Shanique, watch this. I know quite a bit of Bahamian parents that were furious when they heard about that graduation today. Parents that were there in the room, seeing a non-Bahamian, and I heard.
So they thought foul, foul.
Right.
Yeah, foul.
And they were saying, how you letting someone from a different country come in this school and take over?
Easy.
Listen, they working. Easy. They are working.
Easy.
And you can't bash him for working. He the same opportunities that Bahamian had. He came here the right way, and he went to school. He did the education system, and he got it.
I agree. Everyone have choices.
Right.
We all control our own choices. And Shanique, it's so easy to say because I've been in school. It's so easy to say that some Bahamian students don't appreciate the schooling system.
They don't care they don't care to apply themselves. Gentlemen, how does the political landscape look for you now, right now in the month of June, in the middle of June?
Here, you take a sip of it.
Let's see how you go. You see, Shanique, I definitely believe there's a lot of wind and motion behind a specific organization.
Good. I don't beat around the bush on this show. Talk fast.
If I'm going to be real, recently, looking at social media, being at the Labor Day March and these different things, I'm seeing a lot of stigma behind the PLP, and I'm seeing some things they're doing. They're spinning back to some promises made some time ago, and they're trying to act on them now. The FNM also is still in the ring. They're not too far punched out, but I got to be honest, the PLP right now has a lot of motion.
Yeah,
you saw that rally, boy?
It's election time. Everything goes happen. Shanique, I just want to say one more thing. Like I said, this is the first time I was here. When the righteous lead, the people rejoice. When the wicked lead, the people mourn. That's all I have to say. Listen, this is a spiritual thing, not a physical thing. So when you go to vote, vote with sense, vote with heart, and vote thinking of the next generation on yourself.
Right. Think of you too. Think of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you both so much, my youth panel, Tafari Gibson and Aaron Jones. Thank you all so much. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we are going to look at the latest on that shooting with the reservist police officer and a whole lot more. Beyond the Headlines is back after this.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
My name is Omar Ferguson. I've been disabled now from 2009. What inspired me to start my own business? It was the determination to know that I still had something left in me, even though a lot of my independence, my mobility was being restricted. In my disability, it's kind of hard finding the investors or the capital. For example, national insurance. The benefit that we receive, it's a lifeline. And in any business that you're going to take, it's going to be a risk. We're not looking for handouts. but we want you to understand that we still need a little special care. This literally gives us a backbone that, hey, we could actually stand someday. This the business I know it's gonna be a risk. Even going through that process, I'm still dependent on national insurance. Overall, being in the program itself, it's put me in a place where I feel young again. I feel like anything is possible. I would say to others with disabilities, look around your community, just like you guys said in one of the modules. See what is needed in your community and go for it. Don't be afraid, just go for it.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com.
7.5 years, but I walk in here all of a sudden, total stranger. I'm calling you Rick and Sheila. Like,
At Island Lock, we take sports seriously. Get ready to experience the thrill of winning anytime and any place. Bet in real time and live the thrill of every play while watching your winnings stack up. It's your chance to score big with fast payouts and a world-class experience. Get in the game and bet the Bahamian way with Island Luck Sportsbook.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
Garth, welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you here. I'll tell you during the break, several of you, and thank you all for watching. I like when you watch and you interact with the show because several people sent Justin a ton of messages about graduations that just happened last week, this week, today, where again, it is being shown the Honor Society, 1 Bahamian, 5 Haitians there in terms of high academic performance. Fal and Sal, they were Haitians, honor roll, majority Haitians. C.I. Gibson, I told you about that. That was sent to me earlier. And just various graduation programs, what's happening. And I ain't trying to single out a Haitian in this moment. I'm just trying to say excellent for aspiring. At the end of the day, we all must work our way out of wherever our start was to be able to get where we dream to go. And you must have a dream to go there. I mean, come on. I don't care if the system, the public school system is limping along. It's something to get out of it if you apply yourself. And this is all I'm trying to say. You know, education still opens doors. I mean, today's job market looks a little different, but you have to know to spell job market to be able to get in the market. You know, so don't talk about, oh, I can go learn AI. Again, can you write and type and spell? Okay. So listen, welcome. Let's quickly, Justin, let's quickly go through this. It's so awesome having the Hot Topics panelists, my contributors here, Michael Turnquest and Ellington Ferguson. Gentlemen, good evening to both of you.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas.
It's so much yes, there's so much that happened. Of course, we saw Frankie. We'll leave him alone. That we know what happens during the times of political season, and people could get real excited in these groups. And again, by the way, Michael and Ellington, please don't be in the groups responding with, especially with voice notes. Don't, because the people will set you all up. So let's all learn that lesson, right? But guys, let's move on right here. A brazen killing that shook the nation, and now a breakthrough may be looming. Investigators are moving swiftly in the fatal shooting of police reservists officer Lernex Williams, with officers revealing that they are closing in on those who are believed to be responsible. We get this story from Linton Ritchie, and then we come back and talk about it.
We have recovered the vehicle, and we're looking for Ronald Telford as a person of interest.
New details tonight in the deadly Father's Day heist that left a senior police reserve officer dead and one of his attackers fatally wounded. Inspector Lernex Williams was ambushed outside the Royal Bank of Canada depository box, gunned down in cold blood. While police confirmed the suspects got away with the cash, they're clarifying it wasn't the church funds, as initially reported by Williams' family. Now the manhunt is on for two suspects, including 42-year-old Ronald Telford, a name not new to police. Just 2 years ago, Telford was at the center of a police brutality case where two officers were caught on camera allegedly beating him during an arrest.
Kicked me down, then dropped me to the ground.
His accomplice, who was shot and dragged into the center of the Palmdale shopping plaza, died at the scene, but the question remains, was he taken down by Williams' service weapon?
The analysis on those ballistics analysis is still being done, and so I cannot speak to the actual who shot who.
But moving forward, here's what authorities say they are promising.
Strategies are being put in place as we speak to ensure that this particular incident does not happen again.
Now, officials say they are debunking rumors that anyone has turned themselves in relating to Williams' murder and are urging persons to contact police if they have any information on the whereabouts of Telford. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Gentlemen, we have a lot to get through in this segment, but your thoughts on just how senseless that was on Sunday, and just to hear the news that the police are zeroing in on some suspects.
You know, Shanique, all I can say, condolences to the family. It's tragic to see what's happening, or the murders that are still ongoing. I think the murder rate is down, but, at the end of the day, all I can say is I hope the Royal Bahamian Police Force, they turn this town upside down. I'm talking about every family island, every house, whatever they have to do to find these three suspects and find them and take them to justice. And hopefully they don't end up in our prison just, eating our food and doing whatever, because we need to put capital punishment. It's on the books. We need to put it to use. We need to stop playing with these criminals. I mean, you have persons that are trying to just make an honest living, where they're making deposits or whatever the police officer was doing on his off, doing his off time. It's unfortunate, but I wish the police all the best, and I want them to turn this town upside down and bring these criminals to justice.
Shanique, this one hits home very close for me. Bill, as we call him, is a personal, very close friend of mine. We sit down in Bill's yard and have boiled fish on Saturday mornings. I just spoke to Bill Saturday night. He was about to go to church the wrong time. One of his other members that were there said, no, Bill, it's 9 o'clock. And Sunday, Bill is gone. I just pray that justice was done.
It is done.
And hopefully, again, if I can send a message, apparently it appears that our legislators are too busy to deal with this aspect of crime in our country. Our laws need to be changed. Our laws need to be looked at. It doesn't work. It's in the criminals' favor. They master the system. They know how to work the system. I mean, we need to find somebody. If the legislators are busy, we need to find somebody who could go there and amend laws and put in new legislation. This is.
But why do we need new legislation? How about just the ones right there? The ones right there that are saying, hey, y'all, I'm like, what y'all doing? Y'all keep walking all around me and whatever.
You're either going to use it or take it off the books.
You know, the issue is, you have laws that are there. But sometimes you have, for example, I'm pretty sure this particular case, once these persons are brought to justice, they'll get no bail. You know, they'll go in Foxhill, and whenever the court appearance, come, they'll continue to attend court. But you have other families out there, whereas though murders, you have persons get $5,000 bail for murder that go and they spend a year, 2 years out until their case is called again. You know, these are the things where judges appear, and it's just depending on how they feel that day. You get $2,000 bail for a murder charge, first degree. You get a $5,000 bail. Then you get, some people get no bail. We need to make it standard across the board. Murder charges get no bail. You sit and you wait till your case comes.
Everyone that gets a bail either commits another crime or two, or they become statistics. When are we going to sit down and do our jobs? When?
Good question. Gentlemen, this summer is starting off so painful for a family. The parents, here's a bit of advice. As you go to work or run errands and look to have your relative or someone babysit your kids, this is a story that's perhaps going to make you take just a closer look at who it is that you choose. Of course, we know things can happen like that, especially where toddlers are concerned, but get this, you all, a cloud of smoke and a tragedy that no one saw coming. And tonight, tight-knit community is grappling with an unspeakable loss after what first seemed like a minor fire, but it turned deadly. A toddler's life gone in a flash, and others barely escaping the same fate. We hear the story from Jose Etienne, and then we come back with more.
Oh my Lord. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That's Nicole Pratt in tears, shattered by the news that her friend's 5-year-old son, affectionately called Kai, died in a house fire that nearly took the lives of his 3 siblings. Eyewitness News understands that little Kai had just finished preschool and was set to start primary school in the fall.
I can't even go to this graduation now.
The fire broke out Monday, shortly before 1 p.m. According to police, the children were left in the care of a relative while their mother went to a government agency. But authorities say that relative reportedly fell asleep while on watch, a decision that proved tragic. Screenshots of outraged comments have flooded social media, many pointing blame at the relative in question.
That relatives are being questioned in reference to the matter.
Still, Pratt defended the child's mother, describing her as loving and hands-on.
She is a good mother to her children. She's carried them everywhere she goes. She probably had no choice yesterday.
But neighbors say the tragedy exposes a deeper issue.
We're the fathers. Why can't the fathers play a hand in also growing up, sticking by the mothers if they ain't together?
And while the investigation continues, this case is painfully reminiscent of others, like last March when a 4-year-old boy drowned while left unattended. With summer here and children out of school, police are issuing this warning.
Make certain that your children are left with trusted adults. Make certain that you continuously keep those tender-aged children always in your sights.
Wow, it's just so unfortunate. You heard the advice there from the chief superintendent. Make certain that your kids are left with trusted adults and people who can commit to watching them. You know, you want to point fingers here, but Michael and Ellington, it's just so unfortunate, huh?
This is a very unfortunate situation, Shanique. My heart goes out to the family of those children, and we don't want to point fingers. It's an unfortunate situation. The caretaker was there with them. Apparently the person fell asleep. I'm not sure what the condition was, what time of day exactly it was.
Mid-morning, I mean before noon it appears.
They didn't give a whole lot about the fire.
They didn't.
So I'm not sure what the details are there. But we need to be careful, and we need to talk to our children, our young ones. I don't think any there were teenagers, about dealing around stoves or whatever it is, and we need to ensure that younger ones are not don't have access to stove while we're there with them. And so we got to all be careful and make sure that we take care of our families. This is very unfortunate.
Yeah, Shanika, I mean, it's unfortunate, like you said, you can't really point fingers, but at the end of the day, you have to be, especially with kids, you have to be very careful who you leave them with. And kids, especially infants or toddlers, young ones, toddlers, you have to, they need 24-hour supervision. Absolutely. And I think the police, gave it, this, we have summertime coming up. And I think people, we always have a lot of incidents that happen on these beaches. And I encourage parents, if you're going to go to the beach this summer, please keep a keen eye on your child. I don't care what the age is. They can be 16, 15, 18. When attending the beaches this summer, please, because we don't want to have tragic events like this happening to our kids. So, I encourage them to really, you have to tie a leash on them and tie them to yourself, just to make sure, you're there.
Step up our safety.
Yeah, absolutely. Be more vigilant. Gentlemen, listen to this. An American tourist who admitted to fondling a woman while performing a lewd act could spend 8 months in prison if he doesn't pay here's this fee, or 8 months. You're kidding. $5,000 fine. Corey Smith, 46 of Tampa, Florida, pleaded guilty to charges of indecent assault and indecent exposure at his arraignment before Assistant Magistrate Carolyn Voigt Evans on Monday. Bahamian police arrested Smith after the Carnival Freedom docked at the Nassau cruise port on June 13th. Smith's 21-year-old American victim had just celebrated her birthday with family at a nightclub on the ship when she stopped to use the restroom at around 4 in the morning. Smith entered the bathroom and began touching the woman's buttocks and genitals while using his other hand to pleasure himself until he reportedly climaxed. Smith told the magistrate that the behavior was out of character for him and blamed his actions on excessive alcohol consumption. He claimed to have 10 children, including 6 daughters, for whom he said he serves as a protector. Smith said he was on vacation with his family and had been left behind due to his arrest. And he received a $150 fine for indecent exposure, in addition to the $5,000 fine for indecent assault. Now, failure to pay could result in Smith serving a 1-month sentence. You see how jokey we are?
This is the same. This is the same thing
we just finished talking about. Smith.
This is ridiculous. I mean, it's clearly he has a problem. We don't know how he obtained those 10 children. 10. But we have to get serious, man. You can't be $100.
You don't come here, because we have a habit of letting Americans just do all kind of stuff they won't do here in the Bahamas and then swing back home because they let them deal with that once they didn't pay the little fine. Put that man behind Fox Hill.
1 month? That's a waste of time for that woman.
A waste of time and an insult.
It's a waste of the court's time. I mean, it's just a waste of the Bahamian taxpayers' time. Okay. I mean, to me, it's not
that doesn't send any message to any young man about assaulting a woman.
But it goes back to, we have laws that sit on the book, but we have judges that just come in and depending on how they feel or who, we're just going to, pay the $5,000 and go home.
So young man can say, I could do that to you and just pay for it.
Yeah. That's the message you're sending.
We also give certain people a pass. Remember the Barefoot Bandit? And remember any number of Americans who committed any level of crime here in the Bahamas, and they were sent back home or put into the custody of U.S. officials or whatever it is, or they paid a fine and told to come back at the court date. No, the answer is no. Let this little stupid man pay. How he is to pay? With a $10,000 to $20,000 fine and a year's imprisonment.
But this is where you set up lawyers to be successful in cases because you set precedents, whereas though you put this type of fine on such a serious, heinous crime, and then another case comes in. Well, this case that happened on June 17th, whatever day, they set precedents, and this is why lawyers continue to go in and win cases with these criminals repeatedly. We have to stop this.
And this is what I'm speaking to when I talk about reforming our system.
Yes, let them revere our court system.
Because this should not even be a minimum sentence in this case. This shouldn't even be the minimum sentence.
We need to take a look at those who are supposed to be enforcing in terms of when I always say the police, they do their job.
They do their job.
And when they get to the court system, our judges just sit back in that big high chair and hit that gavel, and just depending on what they feel on that particular day. To me, it's just ludicrous.
Where you from? So how they feel or where you from?
Yeah.
Then
who you from?
but that's a different category.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, gentlemen, I thank you both so much. I thank, of course, the youth panel. And at the top of tonight's show, Frankie, I tell you, Frankie, what y'all thought of Frankie? What y'all thought of Frankie getting caught up and now trending all over again?
Shanique, here's what I have to say to that. I listened to Frankie, right? And he said a couple of things. You know my issue is when it comes to illegals. Well, I don't care if even those who are here legally, what they do is they put another hand out and they bring another illegal in. That person gets straight. They go back or get another one. That person gets straight. And that's what's continuously happening in the Bahamas that we have to stop. Because at the end of the day, I still try to figure out how a person born of two Haitian parents come to the Bahamas. Yes, you're born here, but it's still an issue where this is happening over and over again, where illegals are having children and we give them Bahamian citizenship, and soon it becomes us. We become a minority in our own country. Because remember, they continue to say, my people. No, your people should be the Bahamian people.
Yeah.
Let's not mix match this.
Yeah.
So let's start playing with, in terms of, playing with the Bahamians, and especially our young Bahamians. And yes, you have to realize Haitians have a lot to prove. They come from poverty. They have a lot to come here and try gain. So I expect them they succeed, they do well. Let's start the next. They're hard workers. They have no choice because they have to feed families back home. Mm-hmm. They have to do a lot of things. They want to excel. They want to go to college. They want to get papers. Let's start the next. And maybe we are our issue in terms of Bahamians. Sometimes we have to step up. But at the end of the day, we have to keep in the back of our minds, once you get one straight, they go and they get another one straight, they get another one straight,
But I'll tell you this, when listen man, you blame us. Bahamians are
we sold our country.
Lax, lazy, would they say dumb, stupid? Listen to me, I ain't getting fights tonight. But Ellington.
I think Frankie is sincere. I like him. I think I'm in a lot of groups, and I see that same situation plays out every day. And that's why in most of them, I don't say anything. I kind of watch what is happening. And so I'm hoping that he learned from this. And again, you got to be careful. Those of you that are Haitian descent and you hear, like you said, Michael, that you got to be Bahamian if you're Bahamian. Can't be this my people. I hate to see this dissension between Bahamians and Haitians that are born here, who have gone through our school, in our system, working, making a life here. If you're Bahamian, you're Bahamian. We got to cut this us and them out. That is what is bringing this unnecessary tension. And if that continues to grow, like Michael alluded to, people sending for their loved ones, and the number continue to grow with illegals, and that is Bahamians' concern about the illegal overrunning of our country. Okay, our leadership, our government has not done a good job.
Watch ones. I know, Justin. Watch the ones who deserve to be stripped. Strip them. And those who are making a contribution like anywhere else in the world where there is migration, then let them continue on wisely and smartly.
Absolutely.
Marvin Gibson, BA. Listen, I thank you all once again. Thank you all so much. And I thank Frankie as well for appearing at the top of tonight's show. I would like to have him come back and listen, especially as we get heated, because we could get vexed in election when the Haitian voting. Frankie said he know exactly how he voting, so yeah, that's what that is. I want to thank all of you for tuning in this evening. I certainly enjoyed having you along and look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Being on the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.